In a surprising diplomatic shift, Botswana has lifted long-standing entry restrictions against key South African figures, including the economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema, his deputy Floyd Shivambu, and prominent mining entrepreneur Bridgette Radebe. 4 years, these individuals were banned from entering Botswana due to suspicions of political interference. Now, in what appears to be an attempt to foster a friendlier relationship with its southern neighbor, Botswana's administration has removed these barriers, signaling a potential shift toward more open regional cooperation. The lifting of these travel bans marks a pivotal moment in the relationship between Botswana and South Africa. Previously, under the leadership of former President Ian Khama, Botswana maintained a cautious stance toward several South African figures, believing that their influence could disrupt Botswana's political stability. Tensions escalated when accusations surfaced that Malema and others were attempting to sway the political atmosphere in Botswana, especially as political debates on issues like economic reform and social justice echoed across the region. Khama's administration took a firm position, barring these prominent figures from entering the country to minimize what was perceived as external interference. For Malema, this change represents a meaningful shift. The EFF leader has welcomed the opportunity, wasting no time in announcing his intention to visit Botswana. He is set to attend the inauguration of Duma Boko as the new president of Botswana, marking a significant occasion in Southern African politics. Malema, whose outspoken advocacy for Pan-Africanism and solidarity among African nations is well known, sees this as an opportunity to champion regional unity. In his statement, he expressed his belief that Botswana's decision reflects a new era for both the country and the region at large, hinting at the potential for closer diplomatic and social ties across Southern Africa. The inauguration itself represents another layer to this developing story. Duma Boko, the opposition leader who has long pushed for reforms in Botswana, will assume the presidency after a contentious election in which topics like wealth distribution and political transformation dominated the public discourse. As Malema and other regional leaders prepare to attend, the event holds special significance for those advocating for progressive change in Southern Africa. Boko's rise to power suggests a shift in Botswana's domestic policies, possibly leading the country to adopt a more inclusive stance on foreign relations. For Bridgette Radebe, lifting the entry restriction has also come as a relief. A well-known businesswoman with extensive mining interests across Africa, Radebe had long argued that her activities in Botswana were strictly business-related. The ban, which she perceived as unfair, prevented her from managing her investments directly in the country. With the restrictions lifted, Radebe has voiced her satisfaction, emphasizing that Botswana's decision is a positive step toward a future where business and diplomacy can coexist in the region without fear of political suspicion. Radebe's presence at Boko's inauguration not only underscores the improved relations but also highlights the role of economic cooperation as a potential cornerstone for diplomatic ties in Southern Africa. Botswana's diplomatic realignment raises important questions about the country's broader foreign policy objectives under the incoming leadership of Boko. Analysts suggest that the decision to lift these bans signals an intention to create a more open and cooperative environment in the region. Previously, Botswana maintained a reputation for its insular stance on foreign influence, especially during Khama's administration. By removing these restrictions, Botswana seems to be embracing a more modern, inclusive approach that could promote stronger ties with influential South African figures and potentially encourage economic and political alliances. For Malema and the EFF, the open invitation to Botswana provides an opportunity to solidify their Pan-African ideals. The EFF has long advocated for closer integration among African nations, particularly within the Southern African Development Community (SADC). Malema's attendance at Boko's inauguration is expected to underscore his commitment to regional unity, as he seeks to strengthen alliances that could lead to meaningful collaboration on issues such as economic empowerment, political reform, and social justice. His call for stronger democratic ties resonates with many South Africans who see regional cooperation as essential to overcoming shared challenges. The potential shift in Botswana's political climate under Boko's leadership could also open doors for Radebe and other South African businesspeople seeking to expand their influence within Botswana. With a strong background in mining, Radebe's focus on cross-border investment highlights the benefits of economic cooperation within the region. As political tensions ease, there is potential for a wave of investments and partnerships that could benefit both countries, promoting economic stability and creating new opportunities for development. As the inauguration approaches, the world watches with anticipation, eager to see how these recent developments unfold. The presence of Malema, Radebe, and other high-profile South Africans at the event reflects the optimism that this diplomatic breakthrough brings. This moment could signify a shift in the political landscape of Southern Africa, as countries like Botswana adopt a more open stance toward regional integration and international relations. With leaders like Boko and allies such as Malema and Radebe, the region might enter an era where collaboration and diplomatic goodwill replace past tensions and barriers. For Botswana, the lifting of these travel restrictions represents more than just a political maneuver. It's a symbolic gesture that could have lasting implications. In choosing to engage rather than isolate, Botswana seems to be acknowledging the importance of regional solidarity. While challenges remain, particularly given the complex political dynamics within each country, the recent developments reflect a shared vision for a more interconnected Southern Africa. The hope is that this spirit of cooperation will pave the way for future collaborations that can address pressing regional issues, from economic inequality to environmental sustainability. As Malema and Radebe prepare to join the inauguration, their presence signals the growing importance of unity in Southern Africa. With regional leaders now looking toward mutual understanding, this historic moment could set a precedent for how African nations engage with one another. This new chapter in Botswana-South Africa relations holds the promise of fostering deeper connections and shared progress across borders, enriching the lives of citizens in both countries and beyond. Thank you for joining us on this journey into Botswana's evolving diplomatic landscape. Don't forget to subscribe to Mzansi Moments for more insightful updates, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Botswana's decision to lift the entry bans? Do you believe this move will lead to a new era of regional cooperation? We'd love to hear from you.